sometimes I may feel like I'm in the back burner,
Right.
but it's not really that. It's we're evolving as humans, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So yeah, you're marrying the unknown, and you know, again, like, how do men deal with that? How do women deal with that? So it's never a thing where it's just a one script, one blueprint. You're continuously trying to figure things out, communication, and I want to have real conversations about how people deal with these things.
Yeah.
All right, we live and back in the building, episode 9, Inside the Mind. I'm your host, John Reese, and we have more Men's Physique Galore in the building. My guy that made a splash this year in his first season. He done had 2 top 5 placings. Pro debut was at the Memphis Pro, and then he also came to my backyard and did the LA Grand Prix and finished 4th. He turned pro at the USA's in 2022. My guy, Kevin Brown. How you doing, brother?
Not much, man. Same old, man. Prep. Always prep.
You sound like you knee deep in it, brother. You already got one plan right now?
Yeah. Under 2 weeks out.
All right. Yeah, my man on it. How you feeling mentally? I was gonna check in with you anyway. How you feeling right now?
Feeling good.
All right, man.
More confident.
That's good, because you done ran. How many shows you ran this year so far?
3. They was all back to back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you took a little time off to kind of rejuvenate a little bit.
Yeah.
How's that time help your mental space?
A lot, man. A lot. I got to really assess those competitions and what I need to work on, and just that mental break of just having a little bit more fun with the food, spending time with family and stuff like that, man.
That's what's up. What have you learned so far about yourself going into your first pro season? Because you've had, I don't know if you see it as such, but you've had great success so far. So I know we all want to win, but like, what have you learned so far in those 3 shows about yourself mentally?
I guess the main thing that I can I just have to believe. When you start prep, usually for me, like 16 weeks out, I'm like ultra confident, 12 ultra confident, 8 weeks out confident. And when it get close to like 4 weeks, I start doubting myself, like, do this? Am I too big? Is this the right physique? What the judges think? Should I do something else? Should I drop out? You know what I mean? But through that and getting through to show day and being able to be, once I got that first call out in the second show, I was like, okay, I can compete with these dudes. Okay, I can stand next to these dudes. Now, the next aspect is, how can I win now with 2 top?
Yes. Absolutely, man.
First now, you know what I mean?
And you're there, man. You're knocking on the door, like, and it's crazy because, like, in doing, this podcast, like, we all have doubt, man. Even some of the elites, like, they even have doubt sometimes. They may not. Social media is one big happy pool, as they would like to say. They only post what's good, what I'm saying? But when we have these in-depth discussions, and it's more about, like, we all have doubt, like, are we going to be good that day? Can variables come in and do something wrong? So, like, that's natural. So to kind of see you kind of do those first 3, come out of it and make a splash the way you did, and now it's just like, all right, let's turn these top 5 placings into winning. So that's dope, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I'll ask you is, what actually got you started into bodybuilding? Typically that's not a choice people make. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, for me, I was always into football. Played football in high school, so I was one of those guys like, oh man, I'm about to make it to the NFL, about to take care of moms, you know what I mean? So once I think around 2011 or 12, I realized, I was playing Division III. I realized those dreams was going to happen, and I always enjoyed working out. So I said, look, what can I do that's that I can make money in, that's included in working out? So that's personal training. Then personal trainer ended up turning into bodybuilding. You know how people in the gym are, oh, you should compete, you should compete. Then I'll brush them off like, nah, man, I play football. I'm not trying to put on no tights on stage. Well, eventually, you know, one person ended up talking you into it and helping me out for my first show. And when I was prepping for the show, I was like, I'm not doing this again because it was hard, man.
Man, look.
Old school, reading from the magazine, just all veggies, all protein, man. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. After this show, sorry, I signed up and paid the money. I was like, after this show, I ain't doing this no more. It was a good experience. But once I got up on there and I won 2 divisions, I was like, okay, I think I like that. I might give this another try.
That's what's up.
Look, man, I just fell in love.
That's what's up. When did you, because you said you did your first one with, you know, by yourself. When did you decide, like, I think I need a coach?
I think 2013, I was by myself, 14 by myself. I think when I got ready for my first nationals.
Okay.
17, that's when I got with Cuts.
And
usually I did all my preps myself until I got with Cuts in 2017 to get me over that hump for my first.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you are behind the genius.
Yeah,
is what I like to call him.
Yeah. I was with Cuts since the beginning when he had Steve. Steve was his main dude.
Word.
Oh yeah.
And that's dope. So okay, what made you decide to go with him? And so 2-part question. What made you decide to go with him? And then the second part of it is, how has he transformed you? Not physically, but you got with him in 17. So now we're in 2023. Like, how has he transformed you mentally as far as who the person you are today?
Yeah, so I got with him because a friend that convinced me to do nationals was being coached by him. So he was like, yo, you should hop on with my coach. I said, all right, I'll do it, man. All the help I can get, man. So that's when I met Cuts in 2017. But through then, I had Cuts in 2017. I took a 3-year break.
Okay.
I prepped myself in 18, 19. Was it 18? Yeah, 18 and 19. I did 2 years by myself in the national level. And got smoked. Then I said, all right, let me get back with Cuts our relationship and try to get back onto the pro level. But with Cuts, man, he just keep it straightforward with me, man. And I try to keep it straightforward with him because he has so many athletes. So
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He got a lot of men's physiques, and with that, he got a lot of divas. So I try to be one of those athletes where he just tell me what to do from A, B to C, and I do it and go on about my business. You know what I mean? So I try to put too much stress on him with another stressful athlete. You know, some guys are more needy than others. I'll be that straightforward athlete, like, hey, Cuts, what do I need to do? I'll do it. I'll check in on time and doing all this. Whatever you said to do, I'll do and keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
I put a big load on him, especially if he's helping me out with the plan and everything else and being honest with me. And that's the most thing I like. He's honest. Because if I'm not ready, he'll tell me, you're not ready. We need.
right.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
you are the dream athlete, because that's all coaches want. Like, check in on time, do what I ask, and then you should be on point. So that's dope. Like, yeah, man, I know. And it's kind of crazy. So with him having so many athletes, right, you're pretty much going to come across like your teammates pretty much in every show. So like, is there, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Like every time we compete, it's like 10 of us.
Yeah, and it's crazy, bro. But all of y'all be on point. Like, it's never a thing where y'all not on point. But if there is there ever a thing where it's just like, dang, he's coaching all of us, like, I wonder what he's doing over here? Or, you know, is there ever this thing where it's just like more rivalry than brotherhood?
I think it's a mix of both.
Okay.
Depends who you talk to during your prep and who you got relationships during your prep. You know what I mean? He got so many athletes, and I know half of them, and I don't know the other half. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's a mix of both, especially when we start doing our check-ins, and one person walking out the room, other person walking in, looking at somebody a little bit more, or you know what I mean. So it's a little bit of that in there.
Yeah, that could be tough, man. And I'm pretty sure all of you do your professional duties to try not to let that kind of mix in a sense.
Yeah,
But it's like human nature. And that's the whole point of this podcast anyway, to talk about the human side of like
yeah,
what we go through. Cause even for me, like I'll be like, okay, like what is my coach doing with them that he could be doing with me? But
yeah.
ultimately, Ariel being the most professional person that, coaching wise that I've come across, it's just one of those things where like, no, he's going to give everyone their individualized, customized attention to
That's
make sure you are on point for you.
yeah. Don't matter
So,
for Olympia or you just starting out. Everybody get the same amount of attention, same amount of respect.
absolutely. So, my guys, so I had to rock your brand today.
Yeah,
Yeah, shut up. And so I got the shirt on, I got the hat on,
yeah.
you got
Swag.
the jersey on. Man, talk to me about where this I feel it's like a mantra
Yeah.
almost in a sense of a motto and something you could potentially like live by. Tell me what this means in a global sense and what this means to you, the Shut Up and Suffer brand.
I guess global sense is just we all have some type of suffering going on, whether it's it's different levels. Like our suffering is more cosmetic, you know what I mean, with the diet and the gym and the cardio and stuff like that. But there's other people out there in the third world that's going through some real true suffering and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, um, I think like going through suffering, depend on different degrees of suffering builds character. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Rather than going through life with no issues, like the obstacles and all the struggles, I think that build character and builds a stronger person throughout the end of the day. You know what I mean? So that's the global sense of it,
Mm-hmm.
like an umbrella to meet everybody's individual needs. You know what I mean? But for me personally, I came up with the brand just for me. Actually, it was just one hat, and I think one hat, one tank top. It was just for me because 17 I was with Cuts, then 18 I did my own national prep. I got sixth. So
Mm-hmm.
first prep with Cuts, I got eighth in classic. Then the next one, I got sixth. I was like, okay, maybe I can prep myself. Then 2019, I tried to do it again by myself, and I got smoked. I got second call out.
Sheesh.
Then being in second call out, I'm watching people in the first call. I'm like, I don't look like that. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Okay.
why I don't look that hard? Why I don't look that grainy? Why I don't look that vascular? Then I'm looking back at my prep. I'm like, oh, because I was feeling myself. Because I was taking off some cardio sessions or I was adding some extra cheat meals in my diet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not being focused on being consistent with the plan and stuff. You know what I mean? I realized my other competitions where I did well, I suffered. I had attitude towards the end, but my last prep, I was all happy because I was prepping myself and I was eating bullshit. You know what I mean? Trying to go off my natural I guess shape and ability, which at the national levels, local you can maybe pass, but nationals is a whole different ball game, man.
Talk
Once
about it.
all out
Mm-hmm.
11th place, I dropped from six because I did two divisions. I did classic and I did men's physique.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I got 11th in on men's physique, and I think I got took ninth in classic. So after that, I was like, man, what the hell is going on? So that's when I came out with the brand Shut Up and Suffer. It was kind of mix of Ronnie Coleman Shut Up and Squat shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know and I heard it from somebody else. These bodybuilding motivations. Somebody talking about suffering, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, yeah. And I just repped that hat the whole time for my next prep. I was like, okay, I need this. Just something visual that I can see. Like, hey, Kev, stop complaining, suffer through the diet because it's gonna pay off at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that's when I got back with Cuts in 2020.
Okay.
Then I think we took fourth at USA's and Universe.
In 2020?
Yeah, in 2020.
You was at Universe too, huh?
Yeah,
Okay. And Universe is it's agonizing to me. So, short story. I missed my pro card by 1 point, right?
at 2020 Universe.
Yep. I was in class C and I heard a rumor that the person who finished in front of me was Cut's brother.
What?
Yo, I looked
He
at that
turned pro.
picture.
He pro that show, right?
Yeah, so it was me, my guy James wiped the class with his small waist.
Yeah.
Like he finished first. And then it was a guy, I can't even think of his name because I stared at the picture so much, bro.
Yeah.
But I lost it by 1 point, and like I got a phone call. I'm flying from South Carolina because it was in South Carolina.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
flew into Dallas. I calling my coach. I'm like boohoo crying in the airport. Like, I don't want to do this shit. And she was like, "Nah, you're gonna be fine. Like USA's in our backyard." Like, man, I ain't going there. I ate crazy. I
Yeah.
went stupid
Yeah.
in South Carolina.
Yeah. That's how.
So then I landed back in Ontario at the airport in California.
Yeah.
My boy calls me. He was like, "Yo, you ain't gonna believe this." He sends me the scorecard and it says I lost by 1 point. He was like, "That ain't even why I'm sending it to you." He was like, "Yo, I think that's Cut's brother." I was like, "You lying." I started screaming in there. I was like, "What the?" I was like, "Bruh, you gotta be kidding me." But I don't know how accurate it is. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go back and look at that. I don't even know if he has a brother, but that was just what somebody told me. I was like, "Man, get up out of here." But that actually fueled me going into the next year though. But that's my little soapbox
Okay.
story about Cuts. But I ain't seen dudes since.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was about that show. That again, it's subjective judging. So
Yeah.
I mean, at that point in time, I was in my feelings for real.
C.
So
D.
what happened?
I think I was supposed to be in C, but I ended up doing D.
Yes, he would have been in my class. I was in C. I had went to Pitts a month, no, 6 weeks prior to that at the little tent that they had set up. And then I ended up going to South Carolina and I wasn't going to go, but I was like, I ain't never been. I might as well run it back, kind of, stay tight or whatever. And I was in the middle spot the whole time. But once you start learning how like the judging works, I wasn't even being compared to being the first place. They was
Gotcha.
comparing me and the dude next to me, which was the dude who was in second. And then
Gotcha.
once they figured out who, they was gonna move James in the first. But at that time, like you couldn't tell me nothing. Well, I was eating eating everything. Ate, I went to some soul food spot out there.
Bro, that's how I be, man.
Man, look, and then got into Dallas airport, stopped at Chili's, got home, ate cheese. Oh yeah, it was nasty. That's how mad I was.
Bro, I'll be gone. I'll be because most of the time during nationals, I end up losing. So
Uh-huh.
I ain't waiting for no feedback.
Look,
I'll look at the pictures and figure out what I gotta do. But I'm eating. Yeah.
that's crazy. So now, because we're the image of being professional, right? Like I'm learning how to come into that. Do you feel like we should carry ourselves different or I guess behave different off season wise because now we are professional athletes? Like what does that mean to you and how you feel like you should carry it?
Yeah, it's a lot. It seems like it's a lot more responsibility, especially if I'm trying to get to that next level. Because you,
Mhm.
I'm blowing up like 20, 30 pounds, easy in like 2 weeks. But now Cuts be like, listen, you can't be blowing up like that no more.
Yeah.
So I promised him I wouldn't. You know what I mean? So now
Okay.
I'm more cautious of what I eat and how I eat. Because usually I'm like boom 7 days a week, but now I space it out for like 1 or 2 cheat meals, or if I do a day, I make sure I work it off the next day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just to stay within that. I think the best I did was like 15 pounds over my stage weight.
Okay.
Maybe 225. I got to the most, but usually I'm like 240 plus, man. Because USA's prep, I started 245.
Sheesh.
Kind of, yeah, I'm kind of almost at 250, and we did a 16-week out prep.
Damn, that's
After, he said, "Don't get."
crazy, bro.
But I noticed the difference in my physique when I keep it more light. I'm more streamlined now.
Okay.
I was too bulky. I was a bulky men's physique, but now with me staying within that 10, 15 pound range, I'm more streamlined.
Man, I was one of those guys who thought Yeah, I'm about to just put on this weight. I'm trying to put on something. Like I had no real like conception of what that even meant. But
Yeah.
then what ended up happening was because I'll put on 30 pounds easily. Like usually stage weight is between 197, 203, something like that. And I'll balloon up to 230 quick. Like give me about 2 weeks, it's over. Like, it's but what ends up happening is like I'm looking in the mirror, like, yo, this looks crazy. You start to like look at yourself a certain way, and then you try to rush back to what you used to look like, and that ain't gonna happen no time soon. So,
Yeah.
like, how do you deal with the vision of what you look like on stage versus, when you go into the off season and you were putting on, the extra weight that you probably shouldn't have put on?
Yeah. It didn't really get to me. Just what got to me when I started breathing, when I started snoring.
Mm.
I gotta start snoring. I gotta start laying on my belly because I can't lay back. Then I was like, okay, this is not cool. But the visual, it didn't really get to me because I look good in clothes and I was strong.
Okay.
So all the weight correlates in the gym, so I can lift more heavy. But now,
Okay.
decent size, I don't need to lift that heavy anymore. And me getting older, I'm like, okay, I can't do this rebound of 20 pounds and try to drop it and gain 20 pounds. You know what I mean? So it became like more for a health scare for me. Like, okay, let me just control this weight rather than trying to balloon up all fast because I'm ready to binge and eat. Like the food ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Because that's how I was eating. I was eating like I wasn't gonna eat again. I was
Oh,
like,
man.
you know,
It's bad, bro. I'm telling you, like, my freezer used to be stocked with cookies, bro. Like
yeah.
I would order from so many companies, like, oh, I ain't gonna never see these companies again. And I,
Oh,
I did it like 2 years straight. And then the season would end, and then I'll go into the freezer, bro. It's like 50 cookies in there, bro.
bro, I did that for mom. What prep was that? 2022 or 21? Bought all these cookies from all these companies for no reason. And I think I had 10, I had like 40 cookies, and I think I ate two, then gave away the rest.
Yep, that's
After,
exactly what I was doing.
I wanted real food. I was like, man, I want
And
like that's how everybody is when they get close to prep. Everybody just buying, buying, buying.
mhm.
So
And
for yeah,
that's the tough part, man. Like I know you said it didn't get to you per se. I know for me, like each time I did it, I was like, dude, why would I do this? No matter what time it was, whether it was like the South Carolina loss or the year
yeah,
before that, when I went to Miami, I was like, dude, why would I put on all this weight for what? And then like literally, I think it was so right after the South Carolina loss, like I want to say my birthday was the following day. Thanksgiving was 4 days later because my birthday is November 18th.
okay.
And then
Oh, so
it
you
was just
close then?
yeah, yeah, it's crazy that like
Are
my
you
birthday's like in the right spot and the wrong spot at the same time.
Christmas?
Yeah. And yeah, it just got nasty. So I took a picture like the day before Christmas and I was like, I don't even recognize this dude. Like it just got
Yeah.
nasty. So for me, like, yeah, it got to me bad. So I think this is the very first time I'm handling my off season correctly. And I'm taking away, I'm not going on stage till next year. So I actually feel better about where I'm at. And then Tyler comes out with the weight caps.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like,
So how do you feel about that?
I understand it because some guys are big, man. Some guys are big, and I'm kind of in that category, but I'm kind of bringing my physique down. But it was a blow, man. Because that was the reason I transferred over because I couldn't make weight for classic, and I was too small.
Mm,
So because if I made weight for classic, I come in too stringy, trying to make that weight, and plus the height wasn't consistent. So one time I'll be 5'8", another time I'll be 5'9". So it's hard to prep for which weight class. You know what I mean? That's why I just made that transition to men's physique because it was unlimited, and I like the looks that it was bringing because everybody looked big and full and streamlined, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm not too worried about it because he did up the classic weight.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, if he did that, the for my height, I'm usually like 5'8.5", so I should be pretty much where I normally end at in the first place. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I know it's pretty much coming soon, so I mean, I guess we'll find out. But I guess again, like we just got to control what we can control, run our own race, and do what we got to do.
But yeah, it could force people to come in more peeled shape.
Yeah, it should. I think that's what's been happening. So it definitely should. I mean, I prioritize condition anyway. I have
Yeah.
been lifting a lot heavier this off season to try to you know, make a cognizant decision on who I'm going to be standing next to. And
Yeah.
I got to realize like, if I'm not being bringing a complete full package, then I don't even have a choice. Because I was at the show you was at, because I know that's the one. It was between Kaiki and Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, all right, you can kind of tell pretty much what they're looking for.
Mm.
But yeah, man, you just gotta. I know Kaiki ended up winning that, but
That was my
go ahead.
tightest look.
What'd you say?
I said that was my tightest look.
Hey,
That was a lot.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought you was gonna end up being in that top two because
Yeah,
you was full, bro.
yeah.
Man, so
I,
we'll
I'm the
see.
only one that I was confident I had a chance to either get second or win that show.
Okay.
But the Utah one, I think they got it right, and Memphis one they got it right. I wasn't ready to compete or win none of those shows, but the LA show I thought I was close.
Well, you was in the mix for sure, man. But so with all this bodybuilding, and I know like with the social media stuff, like you're always posting, marketing with your brand, like you got so much stuff going on, bro. And I know with all these variables, like it could be hard to, manage prep. Like, what are you doing as far as for self-care? Because like we talk about it a lot in the sport where we can kind of get lost in it
Yeah.
if we don't, preserve our, our mental space. So like what are some of the things that are go-to for you for self-care?
I guess mainly just spending time with the missus, man. That balanced everything for me, man. Spending time with the wife. We keep it simple, man. We'll watch the movies, watch some anime, play the video game or something. Cause it is because I'm running the business by myself because she's working she's working her 9 to 5, so I'm
Mhm.
doing all the back end stuff with the business and trying to prep too. So when she's off of work, that's my self care right there, man.
Ooh, by yourself. And this all started from a hat
Yeah,
that
just
you created.
a hat that I got made from lids.
Man, that's
Yeah, and I,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
2020, and that's all I have
Man,
in 2020, and maybe a couple of T-shirts. And each year just kept growing and growing and growing.
wow. So it's crazy because I'm starting to see your shorts everywhere too. So, like, talk to me about how does that feel, bro? Like to start off for something that you literally created for yourself
Yeah, man,
into something that's like, yo, there's people out here really wearing my shit. Like,
bro, just like the shorts. I made the shorts for myself. I said, "Oh, I want to wear my own shorts for my debut." Then everybody started feeling them. I said, "Oh shit, I got to make some more then." But yeah, it was cool, man. I had somebody wear it at the New York Pro. Then I got Ryan Clark getting top 5 finishes in the shorts, man. I got people doing a national competition in the shorts. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Doing catching like wildfire, man.
that's all it took, man. But did any sense of like pressure or a sense of like overwhelmness that that comes with that?
A little, but we haven't really did any like full blown marketing yet for
Okay.
overwhelming. Is everything just been word of mouth, so everything just been easy. I post here and there, but I don't do anything major yet until I'm. It's hard because I'm trying to prep, and so I can't really fully commit to the marketing side to really push the brand. So I let everything just grow naturally and organically for now. But I know it's going to be a point where it start getting overwhelming. When I'm like, I'm gonna have to pick and choose. Like, am I going to focus on a business, or I'm going to try to be a top Olympia competitor? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like where are you finding the balance in it now? Cause I honestly I ain't gonna lie, like when you posted that yellow crew neck, I was like, oh, I'm on this. I'm like, I'm buying this right now for sure. So like where are you going finding that balance? And I mean, I can expect it to blow up, but I mean you're the leader of your brand. So like where are you finding the balance in that?
Cause now I try to treat it as a 9 to 5 now. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, the missus working. Let me, while I'm home, just eating my meals. Let me just focus on the brand and focus on posting and engaging with people. You know what I mean? And thinking of other ideas. You know what I mean? So that keeps me busy. You know what I mean? 'Cause your mind wander through prep like shit, man. I really want a cheeseburger, but I gotta eat the fucking fish. So the business keep me busy where I can just focus on my meals and just focus on the business. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it did take off like wildfire because before I knew it, I looked up your stuff was everywhere, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then one of my guys out here, and I think I was telling you about him, West, like he wore I think he bought your hat when he won his pro card in Vegas. So this had to have been last year sometime.
Okay.
Now that hat does not leave his head ever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
And it's funny because it's like, dude, you always wearing that hat, but it also makes sense, bro. Because again, it is a mantra
Yeah,
like that we have to live by, and like you get people who ask, like, "Yo, how do y'all do this?" or like, "Why are you doing this?" or like, "Dang, you're denying yourself for the cheeseburger," or whatever the case is, and
right.
all you got to do is really point to the saying, like, "Look, this is what I do when I feel like not doing this stuff."
Exactly.
So yeah, he got on that hat all the time, bro. Like all the time. So man, tell me a little bit about because you mentioned the misses, what your support system means to you and how that helps you maintain, a mental stability with everything you got going on.
Man, that helps out a lot, man. Especially because she diets with me. So
Oh, thank
yeah,
you. She need to talk to my wife.
a lot. Because I don't know. So some people can do it. People can have people eat garbage in front of them and be locked in. Not me, man. I'm shit. You even talk about it, then I'm gonna fuck around and do something. So,
Man.
and she keeps me locked in, man. Because when I'm dieting, she's dieting. When I'm off season, she's off season. So, man, it's easy, man. It's so simple, easy. And she's my training partner. So I'm in.
Nice.
She's in there, helping me with drop sets. She's filming my workouts for me. So she makes everything simple for me, man. She's like my ride or die, man. My gym partner, and she cooks most of the time, so she makes all the meals most of the time. So
Man,
you,
that's
you
love, bro.
bro.
Man, yeah, keep that. That's love. And it's so speaking of that, like I tell some of my athletes that too. So you're blessed to have that, but I'll tell them like, hey, look, just because you're going on this journey, that doesn't mean your significant other, your friends, family, whoever, they don't have to go on that journey with you. In fact, some of them might not care to be on their journey with you because they have a misconception of what you're getting ready to go into. So just remember that when, I tell the story all the time. I think it was like my second prep and I think I was like 3 weeks out and I was like already contemplating on like, yo, should I even be doing this? And then my wife pulls out like this chocolate cake, bro. And then I'm like, for real? This how you feel? I'm not in prep with you. You decided to do that.
Yeah,
And then it hit me like,
yeah,
yeah, you right. I
yeah.
ain't trying to hear that right
I know.
now. So yeah, man. So that's dope. Your missus does that with you, bro. Because a lot of people don't have that benefit, man.
Man, bro, I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I don't take it
Mm,
for granted at all, man.
yeah,
And
please
she
don't.
likes it too because you see her body transforms too. So when I'm in shape, she's in her best shape. You know what I mean? So it goes hand in hand. When I'm out of shape, she's out of shape.
Like we both can't be out of shape
Yeah.
now. Come on. That's funny. Hey, but it works though. That's what's up. If it works for you, then make it work, man. I don't care how y'all get it done. That's dope though. So I'm gonna have to talk to my wife about that
Yeah.
one.
I did that part. Put it on.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So what are your goals? I don't want to, because again, like we all got the Olympia like
Yeah.
circled
Yeah.
scratch. Like what, because bodybuilding is so rigorous, man. Like it's not a for everything. In fact, it's unhealthy for it to be for everything in a sense if you're
Yeah.
not taking care of yourself. So what is something you would like to get from and take from bodybuilding that will transfer into, your lifestyle once you're done?
Um, I just getting more known, man. Just get more known where I can just translate that into launching a business. You know what I mean? And probably getting more into the industry after I'm done. But right
Mhm.
now, my goal is to try to get a W, man. Especially before this weight cap hits, bro. Like I said, before this weight cap hit, let me just run through some shows real quick and see how far I can take it. You know what I mean? Get that qualification and get top 10. Because I'm realistic. I just give me top 10. You know you got to play the political and you know what I mean. So just let me try to get top 10 my first go around and just move up from there and go from there, man. And just like you, man. I'm trying to start a family, man. Because I know you're a family man.
Yes, sir.
So me, I'm right now. I'll be 35 in a couple of months. I'm like,
Mhm.
how long do I really have? You know what I mean? So I think I got a good like 5 more years. Just hitting it hard, and after that, you know what I mean. Just focus on the business and building my family, man.
That's dope, bro. Yeah, I know. So I had my daughter literally, I was 4 shows in, and
Yeah.
then my daughter was born September 10th,
Okay.
2019. And then like a week after she was born, I ended up starting my prep for Miami Nationals when they had the NPC Nationals in Miami.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was this thing where I'm just constantly chasing this pro card, man. And then you kind of forget, like, hey, your daughter and your wife's back here, like you just chasing this thing. And like I was talking to Daniel Amos about this on the last episode. Like he kind of put it in a crazy perspective, but it made so much sense. Like, bro, your life is the foundation. Bodybuilding needs to revolve around it, not the other way around. So, and what happens is, what a lot of these people, and me myself included, like, you got these lofty goals, and it's just like, man, I need this pro card, I need this pro card. Because same thing with you, like I hooped high school, college, all that stuff. Ended up going to a JUCO, could have went D2, but coach fumbled that whole scholarship. But it was like I had these dreams of going to the NBA that got diminished so fast. Then I tore my ACL 2016. So this was years after even, hooping, but I tore it hooping. And it was like, yeah, I need to find something else to do. Would watch it. And then I made this promise to my mom. One show turned into 11. So it was just one of these things, but that chase made me put everything on the back burner. So I if I had to offer any words of wisdom, you're actually doing it right, because I know bodybuilding in your business is taking up a lot of your space right now, bro. So whenever you two decide to come together and say, hey, we gonna have kids, if you're done with it, with as far as bodybuilding, then you're at a perfect spot, bro. Because this consumes so much of us. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way. I'm talking, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it does, man. Because it's times where I'm like, yo, I want to do this for the business. I want to do that because I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. Then I got to spend money on the prep when I want to spend money on the business, or I want to go out with the missus on a vacation, but I got to spend money on the prep. You know what I mean? So it's like a balancing act right now. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
just laser in. If I laser in on the competing, everything else will follow. The business will pick up. Then next year, I can pick and choose my shows or what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I said, all right, let me laser focus now, then have everything else carry on over after that.
Yeah, man. That's actually I think we're done with kids, but that's actually my plan too. Because again, to take this year off to kind of give back
Yeah,
and just make sure all my attention's on them. Next year, though, I think I'm gonna do anywhere between 4 to 6 shows. I told myself give it like a real push for try to get that qualification and see where I stand.
yeah,
But and then it may go into like another year off because next year is going to be about me and what I'm trying to accomplish, and it sucks because it's selfish. it's
yeah.
it's very selfish, but yeah, we just got to manage it the best way we can, man. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, just think about the bigger picture. I know
Yeah, not eating so much.
I have,
Yeah. So I'll give you a few quick hitters before we head up out of here.
yeah,
I know with a lot of, especially for you, because again, like your brand's becoming prominent within, bodybuilding, bro. Like I see your stuff everywhere now. So even on the business side or just bodybuilding, what's something you could say to those that's stepping in to our realm or even those who have been in it for a long time? What's something that you can give back to them and say, hey, this is some advice I can give you?
I guess you got to go through the rough patches. You know what I mean? It's gonna take some time. You're gonna go through the suffering, the sacrifice, which is one of our mantras to get to that success part. Like for me, for the bodybuilding, it took me a while. It took me six years. Yeah, it took because my first national was 2017, and I did
Mhm.
one every year since 2022. So it took me a lot of ups and downs to get that pro card because some people just want to get their first time, which some people do, which is cool. But I'm glad it took me that 6 years because once I got the pro card, I was pro ready. You know what I mean? To going through all those losses. And with the brand, this is not my first brand. I think this is my third time trying to try a clothing brand out. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's dope.
I had my own little personal one, Team KB Fitness brand. I tried to come out with that didn't really take off. That was like a family of friends. then, then I had another one called Ripped Ink that was dedicated to tattoos and muscles. That joint flopped. So this was my third try. I said, all right, let me give this shit a try. We keep it small and see where it goes. So I had to go through the rough patches. I had to do the research. I had to watch the YouTube videos. I try to watch other people how they built their brand, and it just takes time. So this is year 3 for me, and we're not making no crazy money, but the notification and the attention and the acknowledgement is getting there. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely. So just be patient, go through the rough patches, and just keep looking forward, man.
Yeah, I hope y'all heard that. Like, patient. That's all I
Yeah,
heard was be
yeah,
patient.
yeah,
And like, I have a hard time with that. Period. Like, like I
yeah,
want everything instant microwave, and I gotta remember, bro. Like that ain't even the case, and that's how I got stuck in that rut chasing that pro card. I was like, I'm gonna get it. Now, granted, I got it in 2 years,
Ooh,
but it was like I look at it like, man, that was a long time. And then I talk to some people, I'm like, yo, I gotta be one of the most impatient people ever.
yeah.
Because
But
some people it take a long time. What happened?
it seemed like you was obsessed with it, of getting it, and you got it.
I was, and that's good, but that's also bad. Like it's bad because you put everyone else behind
Yeah, on the
for
back.
that, yeah, for that one thing.
Yeah,
It's good because you kind of have to be on that line of obsession to go in and like I don't care what time it is. I'm getting up at 4. I'm doing this cardio. I
yeah,
don't care what time it is. If it's 11 p.m., I'm hitting the weights. I'm getting all my meals in. Like you have to be obsessed in order to achieve something that a lot of people's are like shooting for. Let's call it
yeah.
what it is. Like if you slip up once, someone's gonna come in right in front of you and take what you thought you had.
Exactly, man. Because I was looking through my old shows. I got beat by people I wasn't supposed to get beat by. and it was because of me. I was like, oh shit, like I'm not
Yeah,
lose to these people. But when you're not fully locked in, you ease off the gas, and it comes and bites you come showtime. And that's when I came out with that. I was like, all right, I gotta just shut up and suffer, man. Stop complaining. Stop, cause you get people that say, "Oh, you look good." And that shit get to your head. I'm like, okay, I can ease off the gas a little bit.
man.
Oh man, you look good, and I ease off the gas. So now I just tunnel vision, ignore it, say thank you, keep it moving. You know what I mean?
That's the best way to do it, man, for real. So, all right, so you're about to go into your a few other shows, I think, this year. But if there's a specific show that you have that's a bucket list that say, look, this is a check mark, this is the show I want to win, and it only can be one, and not the Olympia. Which one?
It'll probably have to be New York Pro.
Hey, all right, we got one. You the first one. Everyone's been
Yeah.
saying Pittsburgh up here.
Nah, New York, man. I'm from the East Coast, man. Born and raised in Jersey. So,
Word.
winning New York would be nice, man. That'll be nice. Especially if I can get my moms and sister out there. That'll be nice.
Okay, that was dope. Any plans on doing that next year?
Yeah, that's the plan. Cause I did all the shows. I did 3 shows in April. I think
Okay.
those May, June-ish. So
May. Mhm.
yeah, I think I'm not gonna do the first half of the I'm gonna try to do the middle competitions this year. Then I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to after November, I'll probably take 4 months off, man, and just give my body a rest, a good detox.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out now. I'm eyeballing April. One, because I know Muscle Contest usually has one here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hit up the Wasatch Warrior in Utah.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to have my body ready for that May gauntlet that they got in Pittsburgh and New York. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um that's kind of my idea. That may change. I got a family vacation coming up in November that I'm pretty much prioritizing. We'll see how I feel after that. But those middle shows, man, that's when everybody come out. And if you're a
Yeah.
competitor, you want to see where you stand at.
Yeah, and I think that's where I need to compete in that like you said, that May gauntlet.
Yeah, so
Gotta,
we'll see, man.
gotta get
Sorry, last but not least, 2 recommendations for this podcast for people who can pretty much move forward in this dialogue and enhance the dialogue as far as talking about the mental stuff that we go through. So who's 2 people you could recommend?
recommend. I guess Steve? Steve with cuts.
Yep. I know
Yeah.
Steve. Mm-hmm.
Light skin Steve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I recommend Steve.
Okay.
And who else? Who's my my boy out in Texas.
Who?
My George. He just did his pro debut at the Texas Pro.
I'm gonna have to we
Yeah,
gonna trade Instagrams.
yeah. I'll send you his profile.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right. We
yeah.
got Steve and George. The trick is Kevin gonna help me get y'all on. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro, man, telling us
Yeah.
about, everything that you got going on. I would definitely wanted to come on here and shout out your brand for sure. I think
Yeah.
it's
Appreciate
very elite, it's growing, and that's all you can ask for, man. Tell people where to find your brand at.
You can check out the Instagram page, Shut Up and Suffer, or the website, justsuffer.com. We got everything, man. We got jerseys, men's physique shorts, hats, flannels, hoodies, snapbacks, dad hats, everything, man. We try to keep it simple, but we try to keep it diverse because everybody got different styles, different swags, man. We got a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, my guy, Kevin Brown. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Thanks,
Peace.
brother. Peace.